Mom. However, my dad didn't speak the entire drive home. I wanted to talk to him, but after his moment at the funeral, wasn't sure if that was a good idea.
It's about time we took off those dreary black clothes.
You mean those wet clothes? Gathering my courage, I decided then that it was time to talk. Hold on. Yankee Candle has a president's sale where if you buy 2 candles, you get 2 candles free. Ain't that a deal? Oh my god. I'm sorry, I got sidetracked. If I see a Yankee Candle email or ad, I have to check it. Dad, can I ask you something?
Go ahead.
Why do you want me to move into the estate so soon?
I thought I made that rather clear. The college near your grandfather's house is well known for its business program. You are planning to major in business, yes?
Right
after you graduate from high school, you'll just live there and can easily commute to and from school. It's a perfect fit for you.
But it's so sudden. You just decided so quickly right after the funeral.
Don't be so sensitive. If you're like that in the real world, you'll be crushed.
I'm just saying that maybe we could talk a bit more about my future. In reply, my father rubbed his temples and sighed quietly.
After you graduate from college, you'll work at Anderson Family Toys. I have connections since I am part of the board of directors, so you will be guaranteed a spot. That is what we talked about before, yes?
Nepotism. But what if...
Stop mumbling!
I'm tired, man. I'm gonna mumble. What if I don't want to work there?
Don't be silly. It's the family company. Our company. I'm not just going to hand it over to some incompetent vice chairman.
Well, I am. Came closer to me and his face softened.
Look, this is all for the best, okay? You may not know it right now, but you will appreciate it later.
Okay. For some reason, when I heard him say that, something snapped in me. Wasn't exactly sure what it was, but it made me feel so angry. Do you even care that grandfather passed away?
Of course I do.
Well, everything seems fine and dandy to you. Things couldn't be better.
Excuse me? I don't like your tone, young lady.
It's like nothing happened at all. Like you just ignored the fact that he's no longer here.
Do not raise your voice at me.
What did he ever do to you to deserve this? My father, his face hardened, crossed his arms and erupted in angry laughter.
Ha! You sure place him upon a pedestal, like he's some kind of venerated god or something. It makes me sick.
Is that it? Are you happy seeing grandfather dead? While everyone was grieving, were you holding yourself back from laughing in everyone's faces? Did you feel just a bit happier seeing him lie in the graveyard? A flash of rage crossed his face, and he whipped the back of his hand across my cheek.
You don't know anything! Running your mouth like somehow you know everything that went on, when you're just a little girl that doesn't know how to keep her mouth shut! You did not know my father! You did not know what he was capable of!
Is everything all right? What happened?
I'm not hungry. No. I'm going upstairs.
Honey, wait!
I quickly turned and ran up the stairs to my room, slamming the door behind me. My breath came in short pants, and for a while I just leaned against the door to my bedroom, eventually sliding down to sit against it. How did things become like this? My cheeks still throbbed, and I tentatively stood up and looked at the mirror to see how it looked. Hopefully it doesn't bruise. What am I saying? Tears formed in the corners of my eyes, but I blinked them back rapidly. I couldn't cry for the second time today. I had to be stronger than that.
Are you all right? Your father told me nothing happened, but you know your father.
I'm fine. I just lost my appetite.
The lasagna's done, though. And I don't want you skipping any meals. Are you sure?
I'm on a diet, Mom. It'll be fine.
You're not telling me the whole story.
I just don't want to eat right now.
Please, dear. Tell me what's going on. I wish you would tell me why you're being like this.
I wanted to tell her. A part of me was screaming to tell her what Dad had done. But at the same time, I knew nothing could fix anything. Besides, I was moving out. I remained silent, letting the event remain in the past.
Well, I'll leave your food on the table if you want to eat it later.
Finally, my mom left me alone. It was strange to think she was only a few inches away from me, only separated by a single wooden door. I really didn't know what to do. I needed to do something, anything, to get my mind off what just happened. Anything would be better than thinking any more about the pain still radiating from my cheek. Cue the music. Or not. I was going to move into my grandfather's house tomorrow. Should probably pack my stuff so I'd be prepared. Yeah, that was a good idea. I should start packing. Why are we saying this like 3 times? I opened the closet, rummaging around for a while before I finally found 2 large bags. Pulling them out onto the floor of my room, I then began to empty my drawers and cabinets so that I could bring all my things with me. I didn't have much to bring other than clothes and some toiletries. It was kind of bizarre that I didn't have many personal belongings. Sorry, I just remembered something funny. It wasn't like my luggage was completely devoid of them, but I certainly didn't have many things in my room that I would miss if I just suddenly left the house. I shook my head to rid myself of those thoughts. If it were going to be my new home, it would have to feel like it. One way or another, I was going to make it a home. Cue the music. Yeah! I got it. The phone. Alright, I'm actually going to be right back. I swear to God, I'm coming back. I'm not going to be one of those streamers that does a 24-hour stream and they're like, I'll be right back. And then they pass the fuck out and leave the stream going. I need to use the bathroom. And I need to throw away this broccoli bowl because I didn't want to eat the broccoli because cold broccoli is gross. So I didn't eat the broccoli. But I'll be back in like a couple minutes. Pinky swear. Okay, I'm back, and this is gonna sound weird, but now that the sun is coming up, I swear to fuck, my house is actually colder. Like, I'm so fucking cold. Or maybe it's because I'm tired. I don't know. But I am back. Like I said I was going to be. 'Cause I'm not a liar. Okay. Let me just check a few things. Okay. I think everything's fine. Everything's great. I got another Dr. Pepper for when this one runs out. I nearly killed my cat because I didn't see her when I was walking around the corner, and then on my way back in here, I nearly tripped with my open soda, and that would have been awful. Oh, I probably would have just had a meltdown right then and there. Okay, we can do this. 7 a.m. We only have 5 hours left. That's baby shit. We got this. Ahem. I slid my phone out of my pocket and answered it while slowly easing myself onto my bed. Who could possibly be calling?
Hey,
I don't know,
Anderson,
you're
you
only
there?
2 friends.
Is everything alright? We were worried about you, so we decided to call.
I think I can feel my 8th wind coming on.
Hello?
I'm really glad you guys called. My voice managed to come out, though it was only a whisper.
What happened? Are you okay?
Well, I slowly began to tell them about the funeral that afternoon. Small silence followed when I was done recounting what had happened, and to my relief, Naomi finally spoke up.
I can't begin to imagine how you must be feeling right now. I'm so sorry. Do you want us to come over right now?
Hold on, I need a pillow to support my back. Normally I don't because I kind of spin in my chair a lot and the pillow makes that hard. But my back is hurting so bad from fucking streaming for 24 hours, so. Who am I kidding? If I was up for 24 hours, I'd be in my chair most of the time anyway. Though I kind of wish I had taken a shower during one of my earlier 20-minute breaks. Because my hair just, it's everywhere. It's all frizzy. Oh my god, my back feels so much better. That is so nice. I wish I had a better chair though. But I'm so cheap when it comes to chairs. If it's like anything over like $30, I'm like, not good enough. Like, the chair could like cure my depression. I'd be like, nope. $35 too much. No, it's okay. My dad is in a shitty mood, so we just keep talking on the phone.
Of course! We'd stay on the phone until the crack of dawn, right?
Oh, how funny of you to say that, my dear, because the sky is blue again. Or turning blue again. It's like a really nice, not periwinkle, it's like, I don't know, it's fucking blue, whatever.
Yeah. We're always here if you need us. After all, we wouldn't be the awesome triple threat trio without you, right?
I guess not.
Triple threat trio? That sounds like the name of a gang. Yeah, I mean, we're all taking on the world together. We've got to sound
Ouch.
somewhat scary, or else no one's going to take us seriously. What's with you and naming things? You've got to step up your game, Naomi. Falling behind to the cool kids like Anderson and me.
Anderson and I.
Hey! I'm a cool kid. If anything, I'd say you'd have to step up your game.
We chatted cheerfully about all sorts of things. Very soon I had forgotten about the events of that day and was engaged in a conversation about Naomi's favorite TV show. Some shit show. We all agreed that the actor playing the titular character certainly had a very distinctive look about him. And that long overcoat with the scarf and stuff. We had many disagreements about who we thought was the coolest character. Yeah, he has a really high cheekbones, like Angelina Jolie. What the fuck is that noise? I thought it was the cats, but... Oh, it's my hair. Oh my god, hold on. I have the pillow so that the tag is actually on the top instead of on the bottom, and so it's been touching my hair and making a noise, but I haven't really felt it because it's like the frizzies of my hair making the noise. Okay. Okay. And his eyes are pretty, though I do have to say I prefer whatever his name is. And as a bonus, his actor is just so sassy. Oops. I read it, but I forgot that I wasn't reading it out loud. I looked at the clock hanging on the wall and realized how late it was. It's already 1 a.m. Sorry for keeping you guys up so late. I think I'm gonna hit the hay for tonight. See you guys at school tomorrow. Should probably shower and go to bed. God, I wish that were me. I can't believe I stayed up this late just to talk to my friends. Wow, it's odd how different this game feels when you're sleep deprived and you've played it 3 times in the past 24 fucking hours. But it was really nice. Well, to the bathroom I go. Took a relaxing shower. Nothing beat hot water and the feeling of being clean. After drying myself, I promptly dressed in my pajamas and crawled into bed. A nice hot shower after a long day. God, I want one so bad. It had been a really long day. Really, really long day. I knew that I was wishing for something to change back in class, but I certainly wasn't expecting any of the things that happened today. I have to go back to school tomorrow. Fan-fucking-tastic. I curled up on my side. Ah. And tightly wrapped the blankets around me. I really wasn't in the mood to be returning to school, but my dad probably would just make me go for the sake of it. It's time to go to sleep. I reached out to the lamp on my nightstand to turn off the lights. However, my mind was so lost in the passing of my grandfather and the thought of inheriting something so big that it haunted my mind the entire night until the next morning. Oh, fuck. I'm never ready for that goddamn alarm clock. I shook my head to try to clear the sleepiness out of me to no avail. I really didn't get any sleep last night. Why the fuck is why is this game so right? It's already time to wake up? Wait, school. As soon as I realized I had to go to school, I slid out of bed and looked at the vanity mirror. That's a relief. Luckily, there was barely a bruise on my cheek. You had to squint to actually see it. I doubted anyone would actually notice it unless they leaned in really close. Breathing out a sigh, I got dressed, took out my backpack, don't know where I got that fucking line from, and caught the bus to school. Wasn't even hours before everyone heard of the news. I was approached in school and given condolences for my loss. However, that wasn't what shocked my friends.
Wait, so you have the whole Anderson house to yourself? Looking
Wait,
at hell,
wouldn't we
man.
have explained this on the phone? I'm so confused.
Quit being so sensitive, Naomi. Quit being so vulgar, Susan.
Don't worry, kids. I got this. Why don't we start from, that's from more recently, so we'll just... There we go. Susie's right, Naomi.
Of course you would side with her. Huh? See? At least she knows how to have fun.
Oodles are fun.
I
know how to have fun. You don't need to be wild to have fun.
I mean, in this day and age. Guys, I'm going there after school today because my parents want me to get used to living there. Did we really not tell them anything? Did we just say, oh, Grandpa died, and then ramble on about our weird flashback and not mention anything else?
Seriously? It hasn't even been a day since you came back to school.
I know. But my parents want me to try living there as soon as possible.
Still, that's really fast. Are you going to be okay?
Yeah, I've done this plenty of times. But even the comfort of my best friends, life seemed to keep testing me. Oof.
Hey! Don't go around shoving people like that.
Whoops. Did I strike a nerve, Capini?
She let out a small laugh as she twirled her hair around her finger. Lisette, one of the last people I wanted to see today. She's in your fucking class, your fucking economics class. You were going to see her regardless.
It's not me you should be apologizing to.
Oh, Anderson. Hey, how's it going?
I'm fine.
Haven't you already heard, Lizette?
Of what?
Her grandfather's passing.
Well, I'm sorry about that. I don't really watch a lot of news.
You know, I just realized how bullshit it is that she says that, because if everybody in the school has known about it and is, like, harassed us about it and been like, oh, I'm sorry for your loss, there's no fucking way popular-ass fucking Lisette White wouldn't have heard about it. Like, she really is a bitch. I didn't even, like, realize it before how much of a bitch this character is.
It doesn't really sound like you mean it.
Because she doesn't mean it.
I do mean it. Earnestly. Why wouldn't I?
Because you could have been an interesting character, but you're actually just a bitch.
Typical Capini. Isn't her family involved with the mafia or something? I wouldn't be surprised if she brought out the bat from behind her back right this moment.
I had nearly forgotten about the crowd that followed Lisette, which was mostly comprised of people that no one wanted to see on a typical school day. That's one Dr. Pepper down. That's okay. Got a backup right here. I don't know how many Dr. Peppers I've gone through today. I mean, in the past 24 hours, but it's more than I had planned. One can was supposed to last me 4 hours each, and let's just say there's a lot of Dr. Pepper cans in my room. Dear oh my. It's okay. We got this. It's only, I'm not even going to think about how much time we got left. We got this. That's all that matters. No one had the slightest idea why exactly they followed Lisette around persistently, but they labeled themselves as social equals with her. And I think I got, like, dried soda on my finger or something, because, like, picked up that Dr. Pepper can, and now my finger is, like, kind of sticky. Got Germex, hold on. Just, where's the lid? I mean, whatever. I know what I'm talking about, and that's the important thing. Okay. That delicious Germex smell. Am I the only one that, like, after I use the Germex brand Germex, like, I can taste alcohol on my lips afterwards? It's like all the alcohol just evaporated off and, like, goes into the air and it touches your mouth. And anytime I eat anything, that's all I taste. Why do my hands feel more sticky now? I'm so... What the fuck? I don't understand. I know if you use too much hand sanitizer without washing your hands, your oils and just general dirt gets, like, really nasty. But I mean, I washed my hands, like within the past, like, 30 minutes when I went to the bathroom. So, like, I don't know why. What the hell did I get on my hands? I'm so... Nothing's working the way it's meant to. But what am I gonna do? I can't give up now. We're so close. Canada Dry.
That is out
Oh,
of line.
mother,
Susan
fuck.
comes from an honest family.
Why was that so loud? That was so loud.
Says the one whose family profits from political scandals.
Jesus.
Yeah, your dad doesn't make anything unless he's in the court with dirty politicians.
Hey, let's all calm down for a second, alright? I'm sure Anderson needs some time to recuperate. I mean, what just happened? We need to give her some respect.
Just stop. Stop acting like that already. Like you feel sorry for me.
What are you talking about?
I'm sure you're happy seeing me like this. You already have everything you wanted. Now seeing me like this, life couldn't get any better. Bitterness seeped into me, and words started flying out of my mouth without filter. But honestly, I didn't care. I was so consumed by anger that I only saw Lisette in front of me. What exactly am I to you? Just another part of your obstacle course? Is that what I am? Hold on. I felt a burp coming on, and my mute button is way too far down for me to grab, so I had to grab my blanket and just burp into my blanket, because I don't think you guys want to hear me burping along with me being tired as fuck for the next 6 hours of this stream. I'm sick of it, Lisette. I'm sick of all the charades. I'm sick of you. You know, now that I read those lines when I'm tired, that's not a very powerful set of lines. Like, I don't know why everyone's so shocked. It's not... I don't know. I'm not saying I could have written it better. I probably couldn't have, but that's not the point. Gasps rose from the crowd around her, and I was brought back to the school hallway. Even my friends beside me looked at me in surprise. One girl looked like she was going to speak up, but Lisette held her hand up to stop her. There was an emotion in her face that I couldn't quite make out, but I could see a form of pity in her eyes. No, don't you dare pity me. I looked away from her. I didn't want to see that emotion in her eyes when she was talking to me. She didn't have the right to look at me that way.
I'm sorry. I know your grandfather passing away must have really taken a toll on your emotions.
She stepped towards me and put her hand on my shoulder, giving me a tiny smile, as if for old time's sake. But for some reason I didn't feel comforted at all. Not that I was just angry at her, but the expression on her face when she leaned in close to me contorted into something complex. Something was different about her. I couldn't quite place my finger on it, but something about her had definitely changed.
Well, I'll be going for now. Track meet responsibilities and all of that stuff. See you later.
Something about Lisette made me feel uncomfortable. I wasn't just angry, but also uneasy. What was it? I had never seen her like that before. They did such a terrible job of explaining what kind of complex emotion Lisette had been feeling or expressing there. Because, like, they already do a terrible job of, like, explaining how long Diana has been possessing Lisette and, how much of Lisette's behavior is actually Lisette being a bitch and how much of it is when Diana's possessing her. They don't do a good job of explaining it. I don't really need to know. It's not that big of a deal, but it is something that bothers me. Whoa! This fresh Dr. Pepper is fucking bomb! So spicy! I also have Mio energy that I can take, but the last time I had that, like, my bladder felt like it was being attacked by, like, a million tiny knives, so I'm not looking forward to that. But I decided to pay no further attention to it. She continued running down the hallway with her gaggle of friends behind her. I refocused my attention to Mrs. Phillips, who was walking down the hall towards me.
Is everything all right, girls?
Nothing we couldn't handle, Mrs. P. Just a bunch of snobs.
Suzu, hush! It was nothing, Mrs. Phillips.
I see. Well, Miss Anderson, please accept my condolences for your loss.
Thank you, Mrs. Phillips.
Your grandfather was a good man. He really upheld the philanthropy of his company's policies, and the money that went towards charity, too.
I know. He was amazing. I really looked up to him, and I want to be as good as he was.
Well, I know that you'll be as great as your grandfather.
Hell yeah, she will. She'll be 10 times better than her grandfather.
Not in this route. Would I really be better than my grandfather? Everyone seemed to have high expectations for me. I wanted to do my best and make my family proud, but to be better than my grandfather? Wasn't sure about that. From outside the school window, I saw a familiar blue car pull up to the curb. Undoubtedly, it was my father in the driver's seat. Oh, my ride's here. Well, I guess I'll see you both tomorrow.
Want us to come with you?
No, it's okay. I'll be fine. I guess. Bye. Hello. Father?
Hey, honey.
As I got into the car, I noticed my father looked troubled, clutching at his steering wheel and staring straight ahead, as if something was really bothering him.
About what happened yesterday. I'm sorry for yelling at you. Does your cheek still hurt?
Yeah, it actually does fucking hurt.
I mean it. I shouldn't have laid a finger on you. You know that you're my most precious daughter. You're all that I have.
Well, I'm 18 years old and you're kicking me out now, so I have every right to call the police and get you fucking arrested. Yet he couldn't bring himself to say what he could never say to me for such a long time. I always wanted to hear those words to affirm how he really felt, but I guess even now he couldn't say it to me, because he's a piece of shit. I turned my head away to look out the window. There was no point in waiting for something that was never going to come. And like that, he started to drive, and the conversation between us ended. I decided to focus my attention on the passing scenery. We were taking the usual route to grandfather's house. It was located within the vicinity of the school district, but was still pretty far from the school and from where our house was. He'd always lived alone. He insisted on doing things by himself, even at his age, living in such a large house. I wondered, did he pass away with no one at his side as well? It sounded so lonely and sad. It was strange that he decided on living all alone in his large estate. If anything, he could have lived with us. Though he and my father probably would have given each other the silent treatment the entire time. Maybe living alone was preferable to that. I actually hadn't visited him for quite a while. Visits to his house were most frequent when I was a child, and I had grown up long since then. The last time I visited, though, I thought he looked just as he usually was, happy and healthy. That's another interesting thing about this game, is you don't get the full story unless you play through it multiple times and do very different things. And that's, I guess you could say that about a lot of story games. But, for a free visual novel to make it so that a lot of the story you cannot understand unless you play through the game twice. Because, whether you play through the game, the first time and, you say goodbye to the boys, or you play through the first time and you try to keep one of the boys, you don't get the full story on everything that's happening with Diana from either of those. And you don't get the full picture of what's going on with the boys unless you do both. So this is actually a very good game, and for as much as everyone shits on it for being terrible, there's a lot of other much worse crap that you that you actually have to pay money for. So, what is this weird? There's like this greasy stuff on one side of my computer tower. I just noticed because I ran my foot across it. I don't know, I ran my foot across it. And I don't know what the hell it is, but I'm kind of shook at all the fucking weird stuff I'm just noticing right now. But whatever. I keep like going off on tangents. I'm so sorry. I'm like trying to power through, but then I get sidetracked and go on. Oh, ew, I just licked my thumb because it had soda on it, but now it tastes like Germex. Anyway, but things change. In the back of my mind, I knew that he would have to leave one day. It wasn't like humans could live forever. So why did my heart still feel so heavy? The car ride was mostly spent in silence until he spoke up again.
How was school? Maintaining your grades, I hope.
Yeah. I've been trying my best as of so far.
Trying? That's not really doing the best you can, is it?
It is, actually, and you're a piece of shit. With my father, only some words I said were filtered through his ears. It was difficult to keep up a conversation without eventually talking about academics or my future, even if it was something loosely based on it. He always found a way to integrate it whenever we talked.
Anyway, your belongings are in the trunk. There isn't a lot, so I'm sure you can manage bringing them inside the house. After all, you are on the road to being independent now.
Ugh. Yeah, I can manage it on my own. The usual silence resumed between us. I really wasn't sure what to say around him, especially when most of the time we didn't share the same opinions. One question did linger in my mind, though. If he was going to justify acting so nonchalant at grandfather's funeral, I had the right to at least know why. Now, because we're going for the chaos route, I think the best thing to do is to try to piss everybody off. And I've never, ever seen Try Again ever go anywhere, and I think it's never supposed to go anywhere. I think it's just there to, make you see even more so how much of a piece of shit the main character's dad is, so... Say, Dad, about you and Grandpa.
We are not talking about this.
I feel like we should be, because Grandpa did leave us yesterday, so...
I wouldn't care if he had left even long before that. I do not want to hear it, and that is the end of this conversation.
As always, he managed to shut down any other form of conversation related to him. It was just like what happened last night. I opened my mouth slightly, but closed it again. It was like talking to a brick wall. It wasn't like I could find anything out by somehow arguing my way through it. All right, then. See, it's completely pointless. Waste of time. Leaned against the car door and stared out the window. I really couldn't think. What would this place be like? I had been to my grandfather's house before, but it was one thing visiting, and it was another thing actually living there. How would I manage living on my own without any training to really care for a house? I knew that naturally the bills would be paid by my parents, who inherited grandfather's stocks to the corporation, but I had never lived independently before. Thinking about it made me feel like some kind of bird being pushed out of the nest. Though I was technically an adult, I felt unprepared and a bit daunted at the prospect of actually moving into a new place. Most people my age would be ecstatic moving out. After all, it would symbolize some kind of change in their lives, like being on the road to independence. But I felt like it was nothing of the sort. I really hoped I wouldn't let my parents down. Wouldn't want to let grandfather down. What would he be saying right now? Gazed up at the passing clouds in the sky. If you're out there, Grandpappy, how would you be doing? Would there be anything you'd want to tell me at this moment? And, of course, no answer. What was I doing, searching for an answer in a heaven that would or would not exist? I ducked my head to stare at the blur of trees and cars from the car window. My head was definitely going into the clouds there at that moment. Either way, I found myself being driven off to my new home. The car rolled to a stop and I drifted out of my thoughts.
Here we are. Go on in.
All right, tell Mom I love her.
All right.
Bye. No, make sure to come by and visit us often. No, I'm going to miss you lots. Nothing other than a blank stare. I paused a bit before reaching for the car door handle, waiting for any form of goodbye, but he didn't speak again. I sighed and exited the car, hearing my dad pop open the trunk. I saw I saw the 2 large bags I packed last night that were large enough to carry only the things I needed. I took them out, placed 1 bag on each shoulder, and closed the trunk. He then drove off, leaving me alone in front of the mansion. I watched the blue car fade into the distance of the road before turning to see my new home. There it is. It's huge. My grandfather gave me this? It's hard to believe. The house was framed by a set of tall gates, and I hesitantly pushed them aside to take in the entire estate. The house still looked like it was when I last visited him. At a glance, it seemed kind of intimidating with its size, though if I came closer, it was clear that there was more to it than that. The brick walls were framed by shrubbery and lovely flowers, giving it a homey and welcoming look. But in contrast, the tall doors into the house gave me a feeling of grandeur. They're not that tall. No, not really. Who knew what was waiting for me? But I wouldn't back down at this moment. Took out the key to the front doors and unlocked them. Well, might as well make it myself at home. I'll be staying here for quite a while anyways. That's when I saw them. Lying on the floor was a group of men. They all were unconscious, but there was no explanation as to why they were there in the first place. I dropped my bags as I let the door close on its own behind me. Huh? Who the heck are these guys? Why are they here? What's going on? Some of them had open wounds. The blood was staining the floor and the scent was intermingling with the air. Good old ginger ale. I couldn't help but feel bad for them instinctively, but nevertheless I was shocked and a bit angry for the sudden intrusion. My mind suddenly went from caring and concerned to confused and demanding answers. Who are you guys? No response. I'll call the police! Still nothing. None of them seemed to be awake to answer or respond to me. It seemed surreal to have random strangers in the house I just moved into. But I wanted answers quickly. That was until... Eep. Get away from me.
Woman, you're going to let me kiss you.
I couldn't believe it myself, but within a mere blink of an eye, one of the men went from lying on the floor to being right in front of my face. What was even more odd was the fact that I felt serene and calm about it. Slowly a desire burned from my chest, telling me to accept his kiss, even when my mind vehemently refused. Uh-huh. Go ahead.
Good.
Can't get enough of that non-con. Apparently. I've got a framed picture of me and some of my friends kind of just on my desk. And every time I see it out of the corner of my eye, it's like they're looking at me and they're like, you chose this fucking life, you dumbass. You're the fucking dumbass that wanted to do a 24-hour stream. And, God. I have a candle that I've been burning since the stream started. And it's almost run out. And I think it might actually run out before the end of the stream. Which kind of makes me sad because, it's actually one of my favorite candles of all time. So, I feel like I almost wasted it on this stream. I mean, my room smells fucking amazing, but... I mean, it's kind of got a bit of a smell of broccoli bowl in here, but... Could be worse. As he kissed me, I could feel my body go weak. I didn't know why, but that kiss was draining me of my energy. And yet, it was so good and made my heart sing. It was strange. It was a strange and tingling feeling that danced over every nerve of my body. I could feel streams of intangible energy run up my body into my lips. It felt odd, but at the same time, it felt amazing.
Sam, stop it.
The person kissing me, Sam was his name, glanced behind him.
I said stop. Now.
Fine.
Finally, he pulled back, and I was left standing there in a daze. What? Huh? I couldn't tell what was going on. My mind was completely enwrapped by the kiss and my thoughts that melted into the depths of my forgotten memories.
Please forgive my brother. He's a bit reckless.
At least I feel a hell of a lot better than you right now.
Because you used your abilities on her.
Oh.
Sam, you're such a reckless brute. Taking advantage of a beautiful young woman like her.
Shut that pretty boy mouth of yours before I rip it off your pretty boy face.
Jeez, you guys. Can we not fight right now? Not all of us are in the best state.
You know, it's funny because, later on, all of them are referred to as pretty boys.
I guess you are right, Matthew.
I agree.
However, as the men got up and started to chat freely, my thoughts began to reassemble, and I remembered my confusion and anger once again, only now multiplied tenfold. What?
Huh? Did you say something beautiful?
And I exploded. What is going on? Why the hell are you here in my house? Why are you all wounded? Why did you kiss me? Who are you guys? Sorry, that's as much of an explosion as you're gonna get out of me at this point in the game. Oh god, I gotta remember to take my antibiotic. God, I'm so worried that I'm gonna forget. Where are we? Okay. The explosion was amazing. Thank you, Ace. Thank you. I'm glad it was amazing. Also, we've bumped up to 4 clips, I noticed. So that's nice. I'm very excited to watch those later. Is it fucking icicling outside? What the fuck is that noise? Hold on, I'm sorry. Is it rain or... What the fuck is that? Hold on. Oh, it's hail. Yeah, that's nice. It's fucking hailing. That's probably why it's so fucking cold. I knew I wasn't fucking crazy. Knew it was cold. Couldn't help exploding, but after being taken advantage of and being left in a mush state, my words escaped without filter. I definitely scared the men around me, even the man who kissed me. Wait a second. The guy who kissed me.
Ouch! What's your problem?
What's your problem? You can't just go around forcing people to kiss you like that. Are you some kind of pervert?
Pervert? It was only a kiss.
Officer. It might mean nothing to you, but it means a lot to me.
What? Was it your first kiss?
Maybe.
Ow! Hey, what was that for?
I know first kisses aren't exactly amazing and full of sparkles and something out of a fairy tale, but I at least expected it to not be forced.
So it was your first kiss. Stop making such a big deal out of it.
Are you asking to get punched again?
Well, what do you want me to do? It's not like I can somehow take it back.
Officer. Hit him again!
How? You're just being violent now.
I gotta be at this stage in the game, kid. Gotta get the blood pumping somehow. You deserved it. Anyway, if you try to pull any funny business in the future, just a fair warning, I know Taekwondo. I think I've bickered enough. Time to get back to the main issue. So what exactly are all of you doing in my house?
Miss, please forgive us in our intrusion. We didn't know this abode belonged to anyone, nor did we have the time to take that into consideration.
What do you mean? You don't just barge into people's homes.
We wouldn't have had to if we weren't as wounded as we are currently. We just escaped from a deadly fight that could have ended our lives. Luckily for us, your home was near and the windows were unlocked, so we quickly came inside.
I knew Sam was your fave. Sam's not my favorite. I love punching him, and that is his only redeeming quality. Last time I remembered, there were laws preventing strangers from stepping onto private property. Although considering the severity of their wounds, it had to be serious. I guess that explains the wounds, but not why he kissed me. He had absolutely no right to do that.
Well, lovely flustered lady, it's hard to explain, truly. We're not exactly normal.
Officer? And I quote, yeah, sure. Ace, bro, my man. My shining knight in this dark hell of fucking 24-hour stream shenanigans. I don't know what you're on about. Not normal. What are you guys, demons or something? I asked almost jokingly, but the boys seemed to take my question differently.
Well, yeah, actually, something like that.
We're incubi, miss. Demons who consume and use sexual energy of humans to survive.
Okay. Incubi, the fabled demons that existed to haunt humans and make them sex-crazed monsters. The mythical beings that could look like anyone just to get into your pants. The imaginary monsters you only saw in movies or on TV.
Hello? Did you hear him?
We're telling the truth.
D-boys. Yes, Ace, D-boys.
Do you think she's still processing it?
I'm processing everything.
Yes.
Matthew.
And she'll understand right about...
Right. It was funny while it lasted, but it's time to cut the joke short. Incubuses don't exist. There's no way they existed. I'm not reading that shitty line.
Ahem. Incubi is the correct plural form. And yes, we do exist.
Prove it. Famous last words. As soon as the words left my mouth, I instantly regretted them.
Very well. Eric, go ahead.
I'm down for a field trip. We're gonna take a rock down to Electric Avenue.
Very well. My sweet, you're so tempting with such non-belief. Let me ease your mind with a tender kiss. I promise you'll enjoy every minute of it, and maybe you'll even want more.
Incubuses. Very funny. If I had more energy, I'd actually laugh, but I don't have any. What? I wasn't even reading the line. That's just me trying to make words. Once again, I was lost in a pool of calm and serenity. Staring into Eric's eyes, I felt waves of heat course through my chest and onto my face. Painting my cheeks red in their wake. I couldn't help but nod and agree to his offer. Yeah, okay. With another kiss, my heart began to flutter once again in my chest, and my mind was sent spinning in a heated, passion-filled pleasure. Yet, I could feel my body drain energy as he kissed me. Oh my god. Stay Hydrated Bot has just informed us that I've been going for 20 hours. We only have 4 more to go. Which means 2 more breaks and then I am free. I don't remember if I read this line, so we're just gonna read it again. With another kiss, my heart began to flutter once again in my chest, and my mind was sent spinning in a heated, passion-filled pleasure. I almost burped. Loudly. Yet I could feel my body drain of energy as he kissed me.
All right, that's enough.
Aw, very well. I feel so much better.
I bet you do. As he pulled away, I was left in a mental mush pool. I felt weak in the knees, despite my will demanding me to stand straight in front of the boys before me. The boys. Debussy. The world around me began to spin as I tried to speak. I think I'm gonna...
Where are our manners? I'm James, and these are my brothers. Sam, Eric, Matthew, and Damien.
Wait a minute, hold on. Okay.
Miss, are you okay?
Shit. She fainted.
That's gonna be me in like the next hour. Couldn't believe it. Boys, real. It all spun around my head until I saw only black. Floating in the darkness, my mind kept replaying the scene over and over again, reminding my body of the touch of the incubi's lips against mine. However, hold on. Got a lot of emails. None of them are from eBay. Gonna have to deal with that when I wake up later. Not looking forward to it. God, I'm fucking terrible. Terrible person. However, I began to feel the smooth silk around me and my eyelids unwillingly opened. Where? I awoke to find myself in an unfamiliar place. Where were Mom and Dad? I was pretty sure this wasn't my room. Oh, wait. I lived at my grandfather's house now. My dead grandfather's house. Of course it would be unfamiliar. I rubbed my eyes and surveyed my surroundings. I was still in the clothes that I arrived at the house in, but I was laying in a silk-covered bed. Remembered coming in the afternoon, so why was it nighttime already? Suppressing a yawn, I stretched my arms. Maybe I should order some food for delivery. I was feeling pretty hungry. I was about to sit up, but I suddenly realized that I wasn't alone.
You're awake.
Is there a reason why Damien's such a fucking creeper? Like, is there an actual reason? I wasn't entirely paying attention when that streamer I was watching went through his route. I know some fucked up shit happened with him, his family back in the Abyssal Plains, but like, why the fuck is he such a fucking creeper? There's no reason for him to